SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Coach Ivlow, first of all, most importantly, for your service to the community as a police officer, God bless you, man. Thank you for your service. Appreciate that. Obviously, we're here to talk in the brook about Dashaun Mallory. Michigan State got a great football player, but a more special kid. And I want to start with you because doing what I do, I see so many coaches that literally get abused by parents. I know one that literally just quit before the state basketball tournament with a state championship potential team. He just said you've become a second father to him. He loves you. He credited you for him getting a scholarship. Nobody in this world has been tougher on him, Coach, than you. But what does that mean to get that love back from a young man in a society where we're told if you treat a millennial like that, they're going to hate you, and it's not true?
That's true. Well, the biggest thing that I can tell you about all my kids is we tell them the truth, and we will tell you the truth, and we are probably the only people out here that will tell you the truth. You're not going to get it from your strength coach that you pay money for outside of this place. You're not going to get it from your 7-on-7 coach. You're not going to get it from anything else. They all have an agenda from my point of view. They're looking to make a buck off a kid, make a buck off a kid's name, make a buck of something. Right here, we do it for love. We're not making millions of dollars coaching the kid. We're not making $1 million putting them through drills and strength training and coaching football. So what we're trying to do is to put him in the best position to succeed on the field, get himself a scholarship, stand him about the grades, and that's just what we do with every kid. The fact that Dashaun is 6'3", 300 pounds makes him marketable, I guess you'd say, more marketable than your average person.
Be honest with me, because you and I are both big guys.
Yes.
310, runs a 4.740.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing of beauty. You can go to every museum in the world and not saying that pretty.
You saw him yourself in here. Is this your first time ever seeing him?
Oh, no, I've been with him several times.
I didn't know if you talked about him, but yeah, he is an absolute monster of a person. He's a pretty good wrestler, too. That's something that people don't realize. He didn't wrestle that much in high school. He focused on football and his grades, but he's also a very good wrestler. But
I want to dig in with you because today's millennials, I think, get a bad reputation. I don't think kids have changed. I think parents have changed.
100% agreed.
And this is a kid that when I sat on his couch a year and a half ago with the same camera we're running right now, he said to me, I failed me. I didn't care about grades. I cared about Dashaun.
Yep.
And when I realized that grades were going to be important to me, now I want to be known as a student first of an athlete. Boy, that speaks to maturity, doesn't it?
It's been a 3-year process, and he's probably sick of getting told that every day, every other day, by not just me, by our building principal, by our athletic director, by his counselor, by his teachers. Everybody jumped in. Everybody was all in on this ship because we knew exactly what this kid was capable of. And trust me when I'm telling you, everybody, so many people had a part in this. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. It was the teachers and the administration in this building.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So for fans that don't know, I know, but I want you to tell them, what kind of player, because this kid's going to compete to get on the field right away.
I think so. He is strong, and he is fast. He's powerful. He plays low. And those are just some of the things, probably his strength is going to be something where he's going to be able to go in and compete right away with. He's a pretty strong kid, and the fact that he can run like a deer, he gets it. He's had a very good coach working with him the last couple of years, in Coach McMillan. And like I said, when you put Coach McMillan up there and you ask him questions, we've had the fortune of interviewing him a couple times, and when he talks about his position, he's passionate about it. He knows his things. And, another guy by the name of Coach Sanders, both those guys the last couple of years have been working with him. And, like I said, they've done a wonderful job with him.
You hit two things that are real important when you're talking about big guys. Pad level, because if you can't keep your pad level, a skinny jean soccer player can knock you over. And the other, and I think it's even bigger than that, is relentless pursuit. He's going to play on a defensive line it's going to go 8 deep. So he doesn't have to space himself. But I asked him this, and I'm going to ask you because you're his coach. I watched a ton of film. I've not seen him take a play off. Am I missing it?
No, he's but that's the thing. They work it. You don't understand how well. And I told him that 310. Personally, I'd like to see it get down to about 290. I don't think he needs to be 310 to play in the Big Ten. I don't know what they want him at, but 310. I think he's got a few too many donuts in there somewhere. But when he gets down, the way we practice here, the way the D linemen they probably run more than the running backs and receivers. They run, they pursue on our defense. So again, that's a credit to our coaches and the things they've instilled in our kids. And I think he's just going to benefit. He's going to go to college and say, "Hey, I've done this." So
I mentioned to him, I said the other day after he signed, I told the Spartan fans, this kid's never going to have a grade issue again because he's got pride in his grades now. It matters to him. He cares. He gets it. Do you think I'm right?
I think you're right. I told Coach D'Antonio, I said, he might not be an A student at Michigan State, but you know what? He can make the grade at Michigan State. I'm not worried about that.
Me either.
The hardest part was just getting in, and if you look at where he came from a sophomore, it's been an incline, and even now. And his test scores always going up. Everything he's done has been going up. I'm sure his mother has a lot to do with that as well. But again, it's been a team effort by a lot of people. There's a lot of people that can that have need to be praised for this.
I'd like to switch gears, Coach, because fans know Mark D'Antonio. He's been a friend of mine for a million years, too many than I want to admit. And fans know him as their coach.
Mm-hmm.
But he loves high school head coach. He just loves them. He loves to sit and talk ball with them. He'll go on recruiting trips sometimes and not even talk about the player he's there. Coach will say, "You want to look at some film?" And he's breaking down film with coach. He just loves high school coaches. What was it about him that you said to Dashaun, because he told me you did, I trust him with you?
The fact that Dashaun had so many hurdles since his sophomore year, that GPA, somebody looks at that GPA and says, can't be done. I had my doubts. They look at, then the next semester grades come and they go up a little bit, but that GPA only went up this much. And then it's just been a slow pecking process for 3 years. You can't see the results in a semester, in a week, in 2 weeks. It takes a year to get that GPA up, a point. So if he was at a 1.8 or 1.9, then it's going to be a 1.9 and a 2.0, and it just takes longer than most people think. And he stuck with them, the same promise, the same offer, the same verbiage. And then I just mentioned to you before what he said again a month ago before he even took the test. As long as you tell me you want to be with us, we're going to be here for you. And he kept with that. And the greatest thing we all have is our word, okay? And if he breaks it, let's face it, is he going to be welcome back in my school?
Nope.
So, again.
And he shouldn't be.
And he's been around enough. And I've never heard that. I've heard that about some coaches in the news. And like I said, I've never had any issues like that with coaches here. But it's happened in our area to some of the area schools. And you read about it sometimes on television. I hear about it sometimes on television, read about it in the paper. But he has never given me that impression before.
Just 2 more questions, if you don't mind. I really appreciate you being gracious with your time. But I want to go back to you. I want to dig in on your heart because for a year and a half I've had Dashaun telling me what you mean to him. And what advice would you give to other coaches? Because a lot of them are going to watch this. Because I think you're strong. Now I want you to hear me out because this is a compliment. There are a lot of good coaches that know X's and O's. There are not a lot of good coaches that connect with their players. You are a great X and O guy, but I think you're a better relationship. And I'm not slamming the X's and O's. I'm just saying reality, because you got into Sean's head, and he doesn't like you. He loves you. He loves you. What'd you do?
Oh, man, you're going to make me break down. What I did, nothing. It's something we do with everybody. It's not just Dashaun. It's all of our kids. Bolingbrook's a rough area. We got rough kids. I mean, we got a beautiful school here, but it's a rough town and rough kids. And
it's all right. But this is why Dashaun loves you. But this is why Dashaun loves you, Coach.
But they got nothing. Most of them got nothing. So we give them something here.
Yeah.
that keeps them coming back. And their brothers and their sisters and their friends coming back. And the word spreads and people come. And that's the way it's got to keep being. And
I want to read you a quote from Dashaun, if you don't mind. Because I think this is the best way to end our interview, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is what he said to me, and it's a quote. Quote, Coach Ivlow is a coach. He's a policeman. He's a lot of things. But to me, he's love. Coach loved me. That's what he's meant to me. When I reach my dream, and I will get there, I will get my grades. I know he's signing that paper with me just as much. I owe him everything. He showed me love. He said that to me a year and a half ago sitting on the couch in his apartment. What's that mean to you?
well, I'm glad he thinks that way because that's how we try and run this thing. And again, it's not just me. It's all my assistant coaches. You come to the weight room, we'll have it full. We're very much part of our kids' lives, their school, shaking hands, giving hugs, stuff like that. So,
well, I travel over America, and I'm going to tell you, I love the Dashaun Mallory story, but I don't think you can tell it without telling the story of the people at the Brook. And that's why I wanted to come and interview you, because I think it's from security to principals to athletic directors to coaches to secretaries to janitors. You guys have formed this guy into a young man that you should be so proud of. Coach, I mean, officer, first of all, congratulations. You're not a cop or a coach because of the money. You're there because you're a servant. And this is a kid whose life you saved. Congratulations. You deserve that.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You guys got me.